Let's begin in the education sector, where more than 379,997 candidates who sat for the Unified Tertiary and Matriculations examination will now have to rewrite the examination. Registrar of the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, Professor Ishaq Oloyede, admitted that a significant technical error affected the outcome of the examination for candidates in 65 centers in Lagos and 92 centers in the Owerri zone, which covers 5 southeast states. Maria Mohammed reports.
This press briefing is to address concerns surrounding 2025 UTME results. Jamb Registrar shed more light on what happened, and he issued an emotional apology.
As Registrar of Jamb, I hold myself personally responsible including for the negligence of the service provider. And I unreservedly apologize for it.
Despite extensive system upgrades, trial runs, and simulations ahead of the exam, a technical fault still occurred.
In terms of states, 5 states of the southeast were affected, but in terms of number, over 200, all of them coming from Lagos State, were affected, but 173,387 from the southeast states. In clear terms, in the process of rectifying the issue, the technical personnel deployed by our service provider for LAG, Lagos and Southeast zones, inadvertently failed to update some of the delivery servers. Regrettably, this oversight went undetected prior to the release of the results.
The glitch has been described as one of the most disruptive in Jamb's recent history, impacting thousands of candidates, especially those in Lagos and Southeast Owerri zone. Professor Oloyede didn't shy away from taking responsibility.
We apologize and assure you that this incident represents a significant setback for the board's reputation. We remain committed to emerging stronger in our core values of transparency, fairness, and equity. It is our culture to admit error because we know that in spite of the best of our efforts, we are human. We are not perfect. But it was not a case of glitches nor sabotage. There were technical errors. We discovered, we created what the patch, but one of our 2 service providers did not do well.
To resolve this issue, Jamb is offering all affected candidates the chance to resit the exam at no extra cost. Exam slots have already been secured in partnership with WAEC. The just concluded press briefing comes with an appeal of understanding as Jamb reiterates its commitment for improving future examinations. Maria Mohammed, TVC News, Abuja.
Now, for more on the recent development, former Dean of the Faculty of Law at Lagos State University, Professor Gbadebo Olagunji, joins me on the news at 7. Good to have you join us.
Thank you very much, Precious. Thank you.
So, just to re-echo what our reporter said, Jamb has described this as a technical error because of the one of the service providers, errors from the service providers. And our reporter has described it as one of the biggest, if maybe challenge, faced by Jamb in recent history. What do you make of this? And then the statements and press briefing coming from Professor Ishaq Oloyede.
Oh, thank you very much, Precious. As I said yesterday when I was interviewed by TVC on this, I said I appreciate Professor Oloyede. I've met him at several forums. I've not met him personally, and I know he's very dispassionate and he will act in the best interest of the Nigerian youths and the young adults. This is a very commendable step. But my only grouse to this, or what I would say is, after acceding to the request or finding out that there were setbacks in some centers or whatever for these 379 candidates, there will still be more. For me, I don't know why there should be this rush to want to just to attend to this. I know, I mean, if we look at the breakdown of the number of persons when the results were released, about below 1.5, it's called 200. And then we are now going to conduct for about maybe about 400,000, 379, so to say. What will be the fate of the 1.1 million remaining? They will also come up. So I think that, in retrospect, I think what we should do, we shouldn't rush to go and conduct exam for even majority of the candidates who are presently writing WAEC, their WAEC exam. What's the rush about? I'm not even sure the committee set up by Jamb itself for the review as seated. I think
Prof, that committee is supposed to do sit tomorrow, which is Thursday. But I wanted to ask you, because it seems as though you are tying the general poor performance to this disruption that Jamb has talked about.
Precious, there is a saying in law. You cannot place something on nothing. No, sorry, nothing. Something on nothing and expect it to stand. That thing will definitely fall. That you cannot place something on nothing and expect it to stand. That thing will fall. We are still saying the same thing. You have investigated the case of just a few. There are thousands out there. You are mentioning only Lagos and the Owerri zone, which covers 5 of the southeast zones. What about the other zones? They are still there. I think what Jamb should do, what our respected registrar, because we all respect him so much, in the interest of the Nigerian youths and young adults, is to do a holistic approach to this problem. Let the committee tomorrow sit, bring out some of the other issues, and then we'll know what to do. Not just take a part of it and say you are addressing. This measure is not holistic. And it's not in the interest, it will not be in the interest of the Nigerian youth and young adults, the future leaders of tomorrow, who will formulate policies to affect us tomorrow when we are old. We should lay that proper foundation now.
And Professor Oloyede talked about the damage this will likely inflict on the reputation of Jamb. While this is a major setback for Jamb, but this is not the first time we're getting this kind of complaints, whether for registration, checking of results, whether it's the Jamb itself or the UTME, just a lot of challenges. In terms of, recovering the reputation of Jamb, you started to talk about the holistic approach in addressing this particular issue. But just generally, how should Jamb proceed going forward?
Going forward, thank you, Precious, is for Jamb itself has set up a committee. They have invited stakeholders to look at this problem. If tomorrow is when they are sitting, I think Jamb should exercise caution, restraint, be patient. It is committee that has set up for review. Listen to them and let them pinpoint to you some of the things that we can do in a holistic way for the 2025 UTME examination and for subsequent ones. I think that is what Jamb should do. In any case, I've asked, why the rush? This same set of students, like 39 or 30-something thousand you want to conduct for in Saturday, Sunday, or whatever, they are writing, majority of them are writing their WAEC examination. Please, what is the harm? If Jamb is going to ask them to retake this exam, what is the harm in retaking it in July when they are finished their WAEC or in August? It takes only 1 or 2 weeks, 1 week to write the exam, the following week it is released. It does not affect the admission process for this year. It does not. So I don't know why we want to rush to do this and then we'll still come back after the stakeholders. Oh, it's more than, the centers affected are more than Lagos and the South Owerri, the 5 zone in Owerri, the Southeast. That is just my point. Let us use a holistic approach to solving this problem this 2025 and in subsequent years. Unless you don't have faith in the committee that you have set up. We have seen the list. And we, as parents, as stakeholders, have faith in those people. they should be able to on our behalf, make proper representations that will help us to overcome this logjam that we have found ourselves. There are a lot of children crying out there. I've visited schools. I'm in the academic sector at the higher level in the university, but I've visited schools along the
I see your passion on this matter. I'm sure that we'll hear more from the review committee tomorrow. Thank you so much for your time, Prof. Barebo Olagunju.